During the release of its 4th season a couple of months ago, Halo Infinite finally got its long-awaited progression system. And although overall fans were happy to finally have one, it still left a lot to be desired, which is the topic of today's video, as I'll be going over my problems with the progression system, and the various ways I would like to see 343 improve or add on to the system. But anyways, without wasting any more of your time, let's jump straight in. Now first of all, I believe it's mandatory to actually go over how the progression system functions for those of you that might not be aware. Infinite features 2 forms of progression, the first of which being the Battle Pass. This is progressed through match XP and completing various challenges that will provide you with more XP to earn those extra tiers. And the most recent season's operations function the same way as the Battle Pass too. But then you also have your career rank progression system. This is leveled up via your personal score in multiplayer matches. So if you finish a game of Big Team Battle with 3,250 points, all of that will go towards your progression system. Now to be fair, a mode like Big Team Battle probably isn't the best example, as that actually does have a multiplier. Since the matches are longer, it does actually provide you with additional career progression points. Overall, the way the system is leveled up is completely fine. There is 6 tiers for players to get through from Bronze to Onyx, with each of these tiers having 15 grades. Once you have gotten through Onyx, you do reach Hero rank, which is the final rank in the game. I believe to get here it's like the equivalent of like 9 million player score, which is pretty crazy, and there is a few players who have already reached this level. There is also technically a 3rd progression system, this coming through Ranked. Once you've completed your 5 placement matches in a ranked playlist, it will put you in a division from Bronze to Onyx, and playing more matches based on your performance, it will heighten or lower your placement. And although I don't consider this one of the main ways of progression, this is a topic we will revisit later. But after explaining how the progression system works, what exactly are the problems I have with it? First of all, I'd argue the system itself is too shallow, considering how long we had to wait for it to arrive. It really feels like it doesn't have that much to offer. Like I've said, the way you progress through the system is completely fine. It's exactly what you'd expect it to be. It allows you to progress playing almost any mode, with the exception of custom games, of course. But I feel like there's things 343 should have added alongside this, so it feels like players are progressing in various ways. And I'll expand on that idea a little bit later on in the video. But another thing I wanted to mention is that back when the winter update was announced, 343 stated that they wanted Infinite to feel infinitely rewarding. But the thing is, once you've completed your battle pass or whatever event is active, the game doesn't really feel all that rewarding at all. And granted, there doesn't need to be constant rewards thrown at players. Of course, myself and many others play the game because we enjoy it, not just to earn some constant stream of cosmetic items. But I still feel as if there should be something extra for players to earn and unlock. More so to show their dedication and commitment to the title. Something to display their skill and or time spent on the game. Now of course, upon completing the entire thing and reaching hero rank, you are awarded with the Mark 6 armor kit, which is cool, but even this feels a bit limited as you can only really customize the coating, the visor, apply emblems and armor effects, but you can't change any of the armor pieces or use those armor pieces with any of your other armor cores, which is a little disappointing. And outside of that, the only other thing you earn from the system is emblems. And these emblems will already be things that are displayed on your nameplate regardless. And although I appreciate them being there and I appreciate the system, I still feel like it should offer a little bit more. And I don't want this to just come off as another content creator asking for more free stuff. But I think considering the time we had to wait for this system to arrive, it should offer a little bit more than what it does. Alongside the emblems, I believe there should be a reward at the beginning and end of each tier. Now these cosmetics don't need to be anything too special. Hell, considering the amount of unreleased content in the game already, they don't even have to be something new. Players don't start in bronze rank. You do reach it very quickly, but you don't start in it. So maybe for reaching bronze, alongside whatever emblem you're awarded, players also earn a weapon charm to start off with something small. Then maybe for getting to the final rank in bronze, players will earn a new visor. For reaching silver, it could be a weapon coating. For completing silver, it could be an armor coating or a vehicle coating. Maybe for achieving something like diamond or platinum, players are awarded with a piece of armor. This could be like a helmet, or even just one of the many unreleased helmet attachments. I think for reaching Onyx, players should be awarded like maybe a full set, so a weapon coating, armor coating, and vehicle coating. It could be for reaching it, you get the weapon coating, and for getting to the last tier in Onyx, Since at this point you still have a while to go to Hero, you could get the armor coating and vehicle coating, and then of course at Hero you get the Mark 6 kit and the other rewards that this tier grants. I think some small stuff like that would go a long way. It'd definitely be something players would appreciate and would definitely help you feel like you're progressing, as now you have something a little bit more to actually show off to your fellow players. And like I said, to be fair, these don't even have to be new cosmetics, since there is hundreds of unreleased visors and coatings. Although it would be nice to have rewards that are themed around the general tiers, at the same time, I'd be pretty content if we just got Acid Punch for getting to the final rank in gold. I also feel like there should be a rank past Hero. Maybe some sort of prestige system. Now of course, at this point in time, only a handful of people have reached it, but there is a lot of others that are getting close. And although I'm still miles away from it, and I'm definitely not going to reach it anytime soon, I know a few of those players that have already reached Hero kind of wish there was something more, especially since Infinite is a game that 343 intend to build on for quite some time. And of course, 343 didn't design the system thinking that players would complete it so quickly. But still, for a multiplayer game that 343 intend to constantly build on, I do feel like maybe they should implement some ranks after Hero. It could just be a prestige system, and then again they could include some more rewards for that, which would be nice to see, since eventually you're going to see a lot more people start to hit Hero. Stepping away from the career rank system, let's briefly talk about the Battle Pass, and something that 343 could do to greatly expand upon it, which increases its value and also keeps players coming back to the game regularly. And this could come in the form of seasonal challenges, and this is similar to things we see in other live service titles. Right now, Infinite's Battle Pass, although completely fine, is relatively basic. Its main selling point, and something that a lot of players greatly appreciate, is the fact that it never expires. But aside from that, it is a relatively basic pass that really doesn't have a ton of flair or depth. Now I'm going to use Fortnite as an example, and I know a few of you probably just groaned when I said that, but hear me out. Fortnite with its Battle Pass has the regular pass itself, then contains its bonus rewards, quest rewards, and then a secret skin, which to be fair haven't actually been secret for years now, and it does just tell you what that skin is. But the only thing I really want to focus on here is the quest rewards. Now to unlock these items in this current season, all you have to do is complete match quests, and it allows you to unlock some extra cosmetics alongside doing your Battle Pass. And I think it would be cool if Infinite did something similar, having its own seasonal quests, which is actually something we've also seen in Master Chief Collection, but they can definitely approach this in a different way. I think if there is 2 seasonal quests every month, each one themed around a specific battle pass, one can be free and one can be a premium cosmetic that is tied to, again, that current season, all of which granting players unique cosmetics upon completion. But considering you would have quite some time to complete them, they can make these relatively difficult, or somewhat time consuming. Something along the lines of play 50 matches, earn 10,000 score in Firefight. And if players were to receive new ones every month or bi-weekly, then it constantly gives you something to come back to even after you've completed your battle pass. And it does add extra value to that system itself. These could also stack up and still remain as a part of that battle pass even when the season ends to eliminate the FOMO side of things. And again, if there's also a free seasonal quest too alongside the premium one, then the people that are playing for free don't need to feel left out. Now, of course, that does sound somewhat similar to our weekly ultimate rewards, but these aren't necessarily tied to the battle pass or seasonally themed. But I think these seasonal quests could be a cool addition, as they are an extra form of progression. It constantly gives players new goals to look forward to. I think 343 would definitely be able to come up with some creative ones too. It doesn't just have to be play a certain amount of matches or kill a certain amount of players, because I imagine after a while, stuff like that would get quite tedious. But having that as an option would definitely keep players coming back to the game, constantly checking in to see what the next seasonal quest is and what reward they might be able to earn from it. And while we're on the topic of challenges, I think it would be cool to implement some sort of commendation system like we have seen in previous titles too. Again, these can just be some long-term goals for players to complete that can provide a variety of rewards that don't necessarily need to be cosmetics. Some of them could just be a badge that maybe shows up on your nameplate, similar to your career progression rank. In fact, it could be like a medals system and you are trying to collect different medals. And maybe for earning a certain amount of medals, that is then what unlocks you specific cosmetics. One of these challenges could be to use the repair field equipment 50 times in big team battle matches. And then upon completing this, it grants players with the medic medal. And although not all of these challenges would need to feature some form of unique cosmetic, I think for some, it would be quite fitting depending on if this is something 343 even does and what types of challenges we see. Like maybe for defeating 100 bosses in Firefight, it grants you with a unique HVT Hunter armor coating. We could have some that are unique to each weapon too, like for getting 5,000 kills with the assault rifle, you get a special weapon model. But even if they just provided something as simple as a medal on your nameplate, again this is some extra form of progression. Since some of these would probably be relatively hard to acquire, when you see players that have them, you might feel impressed or scared of them depending what they are. And I think it's stuff like this that the game really needs now. In a lot of ways, Infinite has improved massively and it is in a much better state. And of course I want to make it very clear I am very happy that we do have a progression system, but I do thoroughly believe it's one of those elements that should be constantly expanded on. And there's a lot of things that 343 can do to make it an amazing system that benefits both the community and 343 alike. There is, of course, also Ranked, which I did mention earlier on in the video, and although I don't really tie this with the other two progression systems, as it does sort of feel like its own thing, and I don't really play Ranked, so I don't think I'm the most equipped person to discuss it, I know there is definitely some things that players would like to see from Ranked for it to be expanded upon, adding things like a champion rank that is past Onyx, to really showcase which players are the best of the best. And maybe this could tie into the whole medal thing that I mentioned earlier on, perhaps for reaching certain divisions in Ranked that also awards players with extra medals that will be displayed on their nameplate. But anyway, I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about today. I am curious to hear what all of you have to say down in the comments. Obviously, I know a lot of this probably just sounds like me talking about new ways for players to earn cosmetics, which, although I do thoroughly believe there should be more ways to permanently earn things for free, at the same time, as someone who regularly plays the game, I just think there should be more ways for players to show off their progression. Again, to show their dedication off to the game. And again, a lot of the things that I've spoken about today could improve the overall player count and consistency. It would keep players coming back, which would mean people would likely be spending more money on the game, which benefits 343. But yeah, let me know what you all think down in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.